Oh, before we start the video, before we start the video, make sure you have one of these. And without this, you haven't got any hope at all of doing this job. This is a what's a number 12 of whatever this is. I think it's a 12 splined shaft with a it's actually got a sort of, I think it's a 10mm connector that goes into one of these standard half-inch things. Anyway, you need it. If you haven't got it, you're stuffed. Check you've got the right kit before you do this job. The first thing to check is that this bar here, this is at the front of the rear hub. Check that the kit has the one that's the right length. I have one here. I can compare it, and it is the right length. So I'm good to go. The reason I say this is because I bought a whole kit that included 4 different suspension bars for each side of the rear of the car. And when I installed them, I did that one last because that one has the tracking adjustment on it. And I found, of course, that all of the others are fine, but that one is the wrong length. So check that one before you start the job with the kit that you have. It's the shorter, probably the shortest bar, and maybe the smallest, and it's right at the front of the hub, and it controls the positioning of the hub. I'll put a picture of the boxes of the code for the right one in the video. The second thing is that bar controls the tracking. Now, unless you are a fully equipped garage, you won't have tracking set up and monitoring kit, so you won't be able to guarantee that you've got the tracking right. So I've booked this car in to have its tracking checked after I've done these. It needs an MOT as well, so it's something they can do easily while it's in for MOT. So you can see the alignment of the wheels by checking with a straight edge. You can try and make sure that that's the same when you've finished, but bear in mind that the suspension settles once you put the weight on the car and you drive it around the block. So you do need to sort of make sure that it is as it was so far as possible, but get it tracked as soon as you can. Right, let's undo the old one and put in the new one. The rest of them I'm not going to do. I've done them before. They're a pig. But they are probably similarly straightforward. But I'll do this tracking one and show you how it's done, or indeed how I've done it. Not necessarily perfect. Okay, so I've loosened and taken off the nut of the internal end. That can now be pushed out. The bolt can be pushed out. This end is a bit more tricky. I've just started loosening it, and I think it's turning. Now there is a hex hole inside the end for an Allen key to go to stop it turning. Just get a spanner on this. Well, it is actually, the nut is turning. I'll keep going with it. See how we get on. It's tricky to actually get to, unfortunately. Someone's put a phone in the way as well now, which is unhelpful. Okay, so the nut's off that and it's ready to pull out. Just before I take this off, I just wanted to come back to this side. This is the through bolt where I had to use the mole grips on the back because it's so rusty I couldn't get the star connector in there. Just take this washer off, if I can. There we go. And what you'll notice underneath, there is an offset. Now, it's not. You can actually see a slot from this side, and you can see the position of the bolt in the slot. That's the correct setup position for, well, theoretically for my car, although it won't be now because actually the bolt has rotated while I was trying to undo it, so it will be wrong. And this is where the tracking can be adjusted. The other end of this bolt will have a cam-shaped part on it, and I'll show you when I take it off, that allows, when you rotate the bolt, it allows it to adjust. So you have to do up the nut, but you've got to hold the bolt still while you do it to retain the correct alignment of the tracking. So let's just take these out and I'll show you. There it is. You can see it has a very big cam-shaped head, and that is what adjusts it. Now I couldn't undo this because it was rusted to buggery, which is always a problem with these cars when anything has been underneath it for a while, unless it's parked in a garage and only done 5,000 miles. Anyway, let's get the other end off. Yeah, that was harder than it should have been. Okay, so that's the old one. There is a hex hole in the end, but it was just wedged in there. That's the new one. Same length, ready to go. Installing should be the same, just in reverse. So let's get that done. The hex head is actually a flute along this thread, I'm not sure why, but and then the other end now has, that's why, it actually adjusts from both ends. That's jolly clever, isn't it? Don't think it did that before. No, the original washer was just a round one. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so it goes on my 12 splined doojumi. I think that would be better if it'll fit. Not sure it'll fit. I think that's going to be a whole lot easier to get the jaws on. Okay, let's just pop that on there. At the other end here we have, there's a hex inside here, and this nut to do up. There's an Allen key. Right, just get that down. There's nuts on the old one to the new. They've managed to increase the size of nuts. It's good, probably means they're stronger. There we go, we just tightening that into the wedge, like so. Easy peasy, right? The next thing to do is just to have a quick check on the alignment, see how we're getting on with that. So we've got there's a few wheel nuts in. It's tight enough. It's still on the jack. If I pop this level on here, you can see it's pretty much following the line it was on before, but the wheel is off the ground here, so I'm going to lower it down and just make sure. Still isn't perfect. This wheel is now towing in a lot because I've not driven it. I need to drive it if it's going to settle properly. But I'll just double check this. And it's actually, it is looking like it's where it was before. I'm pretty content that I've got this where it was. When I was doing it, I was trying to make sure that the fitting at the back was in the same orientation, which on this car means that the bulk of it is towards the centre of the car. That might not be the same on yours, of course, but I did check the other side and they're symmetrical. So I'm going to go with that for now until my garage gets the chance to do the tracking. I think that's going to be good enough. I'm just going to relift the car, put the other nuts in, tighten them evenly, and then we'll be done. Okay, with my faffing around, that took about 2 hours to do that side. It was quite tricky to get off, and yeah, it's not an easy process, quite fiddly, difficult to get into. I hope it's useful. If it was, then subscribe, like it, and give us a comment. Happy to discuss it further and take questions. Thanks for watching.